Hello everyone. How is everybody? Welcome to Wednesday mail call. Trying to get my... Okay, there we go. Let's try to get that to work. Just trying to get the comments to come up. But I can't today. I was going to have that on my computer. But my computer is not cooperating right now. So anyways, I'll try to read them as we go along. How is everybody today? Happy Wednesday. What's going on this week? So, I'm trying to think. I got the pig in the truck. I'm waiting on a new ramp. I was hoping to have the ramp today by mail call, but there is no. We did the pilot with the old ramp. And many of you have seen it's out in the courtyard. There's a little ramp and he runs up it. But the ramp, when you put it up on the side of the truck, which we need to get him into the truck, because when I take Percy, I have to take the horse trailer and he goes in the horse trailer because I can't get him up in the truck and he weighs 150, well, maybe 100 pounds. He's very solid. But when you put that particular ramp up against the pickup truck, because the pickup truck's so high, he'll go in, but he slips all over the place. So we've ordered another ramp off of Amazon, which said it was arriving today. So I've been excited all day to get the ramp, but it's still not here. So when the ramp arrives, it's going to come today. As soon as if it gets here and it's still light out, then we're going to do a trial run over right in front of the courtyard on that little table that we've been doing with Percy first, and then we'll get him into the pickup truck, and then we won't have to drive the big truck. So that's the first thing that we've got going on. And I see people are talking about Dolly Parton died. Yes, I don't know her personally, but I thought she was a wonderful person. So that's sad. And somebody else that I don't really know, because I don't watch a lot of Tim Curry maybe? I don't really follow a lot of celebrities. But yeah, so Tim Curry died. And I think he was... I don't know, somebody else would have to fill in what was that? Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but he was in some movie, that Rocky Mountain Horror Show, something like that. Yeah, that's the update of who's died today. And yes, I guess Dolly Parton died yesterday. So anyways, that's sad. All right, so we're working on getting the pig in the trailer. We had a job on Monday, and this is always where it gets a little... Okay, we were counseling on aging on Monday. What did we bring? We brought Percy and a bunch of dogs. It was Justin and I. Nice group. The Woburn group that normally comes for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's it. The Woburn group that usually comes on Monday afternoon has switched their date to the 20th. So they didn't come on Monday. And then Tuesday, where did we go yesterday? I know what we did today. Where did we go yesterday? Oh yeah, we went to Seasons in Peabody, Danvers kind of area. I think it's right on the I think it's Peabody, actually. And we saw a group of people, probably 20 to 30 people. And then Justin and, because Michelle went with her young dog, who is 6 months old. So Michelle went, and it was Justin, myself. We brought the pony, we brought the pig. Pig had a bath on Monday, so he's got I figured once he gets a bath, there's a certain amount of time we can get him to go to nursing homes before he rolls in the mud, which he did today. So he's filthy, and he'll need another bath before he goes to his next nursing home visit. And many of you know that Piggy doesn't really like a bath. he's getting better. He's not as loud when he gets a bath, and he's recognized it's not that bad because he does get scratched all over the place, and he gets scrubbed, and then we could towel him off. It's like going to the spa for the pig, but he still objects quite a bit. But he's anyways. So, and then today we went to Aspen Hill in Haverhill. Yeah, in Haverhill. And we brought the chickens today, and it was funny because I went to go get the chickens, and there's 2 chickens that I'm trying to, there's actually 3 chickens. I named one of them Flipper, yes, because he's always trying to flip out of your hands. So I named him Flipper, and I don't know if it's a girl or a boy because I don't know how to do that with chickens. And I think there's something to do with their the top of their beak has a little bit more red if they're a rooster, and all 3 of these don't. So they could be girls. I call them girls. And we're going to be merging all of the chickens that are used in the program very soon because I think end of September is bird flu season. So I want to get everybody in, and it's easier when they're all in one little place so that I don't have to clean them up before I bring them. So I'm going to be merging them soon. But we have, and then the 2 gray ones. So I put the 2 gray ones in the little bag that I bring, the carrier. And I went to go get Flipper, the little guy. And I got Flipper and I put him in, and I brought him over, put him in the car, actually Justin drove Justin, very happy, on a side note, he applied for his permit and got his permit. So he's been driving. He's really excited. He hasn't been driving in 2 years. And so far, I guess it's like riding a bike because he's a pretty good driver. And anyway, so I get in there and we get to the nursing home and I unload the chicken carrier, and there's only 2 chickens in there. I thought there was 3 chickens, and I'm like, is the chicken in the car? Where's the other chicken? So we looked in the car and I'm like, did Larky eat the other chicken? I mean, the thing was on my lap the entire time. So I was a little bit nervous that somehow Larky had eaten the chicken, or how did we lose a chicken? But we got home, and it must have, when I was getting the 3rd chicken, the Flipper, put him in the carrier, one of them must have jumped out, because the 2 gray chickens that you see me posting all over the place, they're like little parrots now. I can hold them in my hand. They have kind of gotten trained to sit on people's shoulders, and I'm trying to keep them going as much as I possibly can so that they're well handled, because that's what makes a good therapy chicken. Not that I know anything about, people keep asking me what kind of chickens they are and all these chicken questions, and I really know very little about chickens. I think they're silkies, but I also think they're Polish tufted somethings. So anyways, they're great chickens. They don't have names. I'd like to suggest that the results of the Henny Penny board today would help us name the 2 chickens, because these are the chickens that they're so good. I'm trying to train them so I can walk up with them both in my hand, go boom, boom on either, behind somebody, boom, boom on either side. They step off, they sit on the shoulders, and staff and residents love it. It really is. And the 2 of them just sit nice and quietly right here. Actually, the other day on Friday when we were in Wakefield, it was, Justin and I have kind of gotten into a good routine, like similar to what I had with Judy. It's like, we talk to people, we walk around, we let the dogs play. I bring the chickens, scratch the pig. We try to like make it a nice, relaxing hour that we're there. So I put the 2 chickens on this woman, and I was, Percy was there. So I was scratching Percy. People like to see Percy lie down, and, I scratch his belly. And the 2 chickens fell asleep. And when they fall asleep, their heads just fall right down. So they look like they're dead. But they were just like, it was like this woman had a little bird scarf on. They were both sleeping. And the little guy too, he falls asleep too. It's the warmth of your hands, and they love to be close to a big warm body. I think they get that. That's the chickens all love to like sit on top of each other and things like that. So the chickens really have been a great blessing for the season. And I think they're the result of when Elizabeth put this older rooster in with the two ladies, what's her name? The two chickens, Chanel and Coco and Chanel. And they're a result of that. There was 4 chickens born. I think there are 2 of those. And then there's a yellow one and Flipper's the other one. So those are the 4 chickens. So the picture of the chickens and ask AI about them. So take a picture of, okay. Oh, yeah, take a picture and ask AI. Okay, so Fernanda just made a suggestion, which I think is probably, I'll take a picture. I'm starting to get on the AI bus, although I'm very scared of the AI bus, but it's amazing what, I can just take a picture of a piece of mail and I won't even say anything to AI and it tells me what I need to do. I'm very reluctant to advance in technology. Justin and I driving along, and Isaiah too. We're the 3 of us. We're like, we just want to be in a little bubble of Goldy's farm. We don't want to read the news. We don't want any more technology. AI is really scary, and I feel like I'm sneaking away and doing all this AI stuff. Benoit is a big AI person, so he is. He was telling me that I could do this. I could take a picture of my mail and ask. I use Claude and ask Claude what to do, and it is remarkable. I've been doing that all week. I have to do all my mother's mail, and it's just a huge stack of stuff that I don't really like to do, and it just tells me send this letter to them. Ooh, okay, and it writes the letter. So I'm very happy with Claude. The other day, I got a picture that I really liked of me with Piggy, and I was wearing a tank top. You could see just a little bit of my bra strap. And so I asked Claude to, I just uploaded the picture and said, and I can do it on my phone with the voice thing. Claude, can you take out my bra strap? And he did it. And so, yeah, this is pretty remarkable. And Claude has. So, but I'm also very scary of technology. Here's a person, I have a PhD in computer science and I studied AI way back when I was in college. I never expected it to go this far, but, so I'm embracing the technology of using AI. So that's a good idea. I keep forgetting that I can do that just from my phone. Okay, don't fight it because we are fully on the way. I mean, aren't you guys a little nervous about the fact that that I easily say that because I wrote a post the other day and I started wasting time going in circles of, I didn't like what I'd written. And so I asked AI to write it. Boy, it was 100% better than what I'd written. So obviously AI is a much better, or Claude is much better writing than I am. The other thing that Michelle said is whenever I move anything up to AI, I have to worry that anything you put up there becomes part of the domain for everybody. Not everybody can, I guess everybody can kind of see it, but it becomes part of the learning engine. And so as what Robin just said, AI is creepy because other people can learn from what I'm learning. And, you will have to be careful about doing things like uploading your tax returns and asking how to get better, deductibles or whatever, or more of a refund through your tax returns. So just keep that in mind. I do research on why that is. Michelle told me that, and it kind of makes sense, but I'm probably not explaining it well. But AI would be able to explain it much better. So ask AI. So I see other people. Okay, so Jerry is not a fan of AI, but I can understand that. So, and it's nice being in this little bubble of Goldy's farm. We have, I don't get off the island much. I ride my bike. I go to other than going to nursing homes and riding my bike, we're pretty, and Justin cooks everybody dinner. People come here, Bao and a group of people, and there's always people kind of puttering around on the weekends. So, and the horses are here and all the donkeys are here. And Arthur, the big donkey, is no longer really mad at me because I tried to put bug spray on him this spring and it's taken him a good couple months to get over the fact that I violated him by putting bug spray on him, and he's really mad, but he's now my friend, so that's good. And so that's all I have to say about AI. But I'm going to continue to use it because I think I also have to, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but I did have a conversation with the woman from the Cummings Center to really drill down on any advice she had on our application this year. And she said, boy, you guys got great reviews. No one had anything negative to say. The only thing that anybody said was they've only been around for a couple of years. They'd like them to be a more mature organization. So she suggested the only thing to do is say that, we did a 501c3 3 years ago, but my mother has been going with Judy through the service dog like the animals have been going to nursing homes, and I've been doing nursing homes with Equine Rescue Network. So we were going to nursing homes, but Goldy's Farm wasn't an organization that we were using to get into the nursing homes. And so now my mother we bring the dogs and the donkeys, and we did a 501c3. So, but that limits us because we did our 501c3 in 2023. It's now 2026. And she also said that that's an adequate amount of time. And we could, that she didn't think that would be a problem this year compared to last year, because it was only 2 years last year. 3 years is kind of the benchmark. You can't even apply unless you've had a 501c3 for 1 year. So that was really good news. She was really complimentary of the work that we've done. Like, you have to set up an appointment, and she reads our application, and then she gives, and all the notes from the people that were that read our application. So she gave some really good feedback and suggested that we could get. We've been going to the Cummings Foundation owns a nursing home, the Choate. New Horizons at Choate. And we were just there, I'd say 2 weeks ago. I brought the chickens and a couple dogs. And we go there once a month. And we've been doing that. My mother has been going there with Judy, part of the Service Dog Project, since 2012. And I just started going there, with the rest of the animals in 2022. So we've been, and we go for free. So that's a benefit. She said, get some people from the New Horizons to write you, and they love us there, recommendations. So I think they've actually been to the farm too. They did a farm visit last year. And so there was something else about, so I'm going to use, she said we could use the same application, but I'm going to change it a little bit to emphasize that our longevity, and also have AI jump in and help me out a little bit. So I'm trying to read the comments as we go. Goldy's has built on ERN and Carlene's past efforts. Yes, highlight that fact. I got to do more of that. That we're actually the culmination of two nonprofits merging into one. So that's and having said that, also a couple people have reached out to me. It's also somebody actually sent Elizabeth a donation for her work over at Meredith. And I just want to remind people that ERN is, I'm no longer involved in ERN at all. And actually, a woman her name is Deb Hurst out in Wisconsin. I did all the transfers with the Attorney General and the IRS to get it all transferred out to Wisconsin. So if you write a check, if you want to give money to Elizabeth for her rescue project, we can't. I don't have an account for ERN anymore. It's all been transferred, so I don't even control anything like that. So I think Elizabeth has. Ask Elizabeth. I meant to ask her earlier today, but I haven't seen her. Where you guys could, if you wanted to donate towards her work out at Meredith, but you'd have to ask her. And yeah. So because that stuff, that the ERN stuff, I did that for since 2000. I started ERN in 2010. We've rescued over 800 animals horses, donkeys, mules during that period of time. There was years that I rescued 100 in a year. I worked with a whole bunch, I had a team of nonprofits I worked with and people and running back and forth to New Holland and kill pens and nursing animals back to life in my backyard quarantine barn. And oh God, I'm too old for that shit. Ooh, sorry. Dollar in the swear jar, but I am like, that ship's sailed. I am so done with rescuing horses. I have to say it was really rewarding. But it's a lot of physical work. Not that Goldy's farm is not, but it's a lot of physical work. Because those horses are always coming in really sick and just a lot, very expensive veterinary care, very expensive horse feed. It just, and I did it for so long. And that, I got, because I would rescue these wild donkeys all the time. When I get these wild donkeys, when I was trying to put the bug spray on Arthur and he was kicking at me, I'm like, these days of getting kicked at by animals are behind me. Not that I'm too old, which I am too old, admit that. But, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. No, thank you. It's a younger person's game. So I'm going to just let everybody else, step in. And, I wrote a book on the business of horse slaughter. I was all in for so many years. All I did was fundraise and take care of horses and oof. But yeah, so I'm all done with that. Goldy's Farm is a welcome change for me. I still get to feel like I'm doing good for the world. And God, really, like every day, I wish all of you could come on these jobs with us and really feel what we feel. Maybe I could ask one of maybe like Oceanside. I could ask if we could do a live feed from a nursing home. I'm trying to think, because it's all about the pictures that I share. Usually I make sure that whoever has gotten the picture, like the kid today, make sure that everybody's able to be seen on camera. But it would really fun to have you guys see what we see every day. I try to reflect it in the pictures, but every single day. There was a woman today that, the woman I posted, there's a picture of a woman with the one chicken, because I forgot the second chicken. She's got it on, and the song that was playing in the background, you can barely, I didn't post the video, but the song that was playing in the background was that song. I don't want to sing it because I have a terrible voice. Put your head on my shoulder. And I'm not singing because really you don't want me to sing it, but the Put Your Head on Your Shoulder by, I don't even know who, somebody might know. And the little chicken was all cuddled on her neck, and she was singing the song to the chicken, and she was all smiles. That was and then Justin over in the corner, there's a guy sitting. I went to go over to the guy in the corner that was looking very. I can't even think of a good word for it, but just he was very solemn and in the corner. And I went over. I'm like, "Do you want to see the chickens?" And he didn't even respond. And Justin goes over there with Mandy, and Mandy was not taking no for an answer. She was just all cuddly, and he started patting him, and you could tell his mood was lifted a little bit. And we do that every single day, so much so that it's like I have so many pictures on my phone, but every time it happens, it's a very refreshing thing, and for everybody. So it's almost as good as rescuing donkeys, but me, I'm not people-y. I don't really like I do mail call once a week, but I'm not a attention seeker, and I don't like to be around a lot of people because people are people-y. And, but going to these nursing homes, I put on my Judy face, and, you guys, many of you remember Judy, and she's just so outgoing and friendly and nice, and I smile a lot, and I try to remember people's names, and or Betsy's good at it too. Elizabeth is good at it. Justin's good at it. I pretend to be good at it, but so it's amazing. It really every day is a new experience. So, okay, who was it? Great Canadian Paul Anka sings "Put Your Head on My Shoulder." Yes, that's okay. I knew someone would know that. So yes, so what we do is super important to everybody, and that's all good. So that was fun today. So anyways, I'm not doing ERN anymore. It was my point. And Arthur and I have agreed that I will never put bug spray on him again in his lifetime. So, and Arthur's like 5 or 6 years old. They live to over 40. So he's going to outlive me at this point. So I'll have to put that, not only that I've left all the donkeys in my will to my son. Don't tell him, he'd be furious. And I'll have to put a special note in there like, okay, and you get Arthur, Dimitri, Magnus, Woody. Just remember, Arthur's no bug spray. He's no bug spray ever. He'll kick you because he does. He's like it. So that's kind of an update. Carlene is doing, oh God. I'm looking forward to cold weather when she starts staying inside. She's got a new project. We fought about her project because she wants to clean out the tool shed, which I think is a good project for her. And she really loves to be on a project. But the mess that she makes when she does a project is exhausting. So I had to move all these heavy, she wanted to use the landscaping trailer, which was about a foot tall of heavy stall fronts. So it took me what? I don't know what that noise is. There's a weird noise outside, but well, maybe that's Justin. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to worry. Maybe it's Bao. There was about a foot tall of stall partitions. So I had to, on Saturday, take all the stall partitions off. And she sat there and was like, you're making this so difficult. So I got all those off. I got it hooked up got it working. And it's all good until it rains. And then I have to put everything back in. And for many of you who followed the Building 25 saga, she and I fought about it because every day she'd go into Building 25, which is just like a little shed next here, and she'd take everything out and then get tired and go back into the house and fall asleep. And then I'd look up and I'd be like, oh, geez, it's going to rain. So I'd put it all back in. And then the next morning she'd get up and take it all back out again. And this went on for about 2 weeks. So yeah, it's but she is doing really well. She's actually getting younger. I feel like I've aged about 20 years, but she's getting younger. She's driving around, as you guys, if you watch the cameras, she drives around the golf cart at 300 miles an hour. She's going to be going on a couple jobs. She's not been well enough to go on jobs, but I think that she and Justin, now that Justin has his permit, Justin was a former driver. He just gave up driving for 2 years for no apparent reason. He just didn't need a car. And so he didn't renew his license, and then when it expired, he didn't renew it for so long that then he had to start over again from scratch. That's why. So he and my mother can go on jobs with the dogs now that she's feeling well. Because before, when you bring her, it would be like Justin would take care of the animals and I would take care of my mother, and then we'd swap, and he'd take care of my mother's. But she's really she's doing really well. So maybe we can kind of get her back into the fold a little bit because it gives her something to do. I don't know what people do when they're retired. As you know, I'm retired and I work 7 days a week. So now that all the construction's done around here and I don't have to do that in the afternoon, I'm like, what am I going to do all day? So I'm finding, but like I have to get off during the day, I feel like I walk around looking for things to fix, and I'm working right now on getting the new sign at the end of the driveway that says Goldy's Farm. I'm trying to I cleaned a little donkey cafe. I fixed this. I did this. Yesterday I was out weed whacking and fixing fence and picking up rocks. And all of my friends that are retired, they go to the beach and read a book. I'm not one of those yet, but I think I need to learn. I think it's a learned skill. And obviously my mother's 89 years old, or just about to be 89. And she has not learned it at all. She's actually worse. She's really grumpy when she doesn't have something to do. And if she's not feeling well and she's stuck in the house, she's really grumpy. So that's a problem. But as long as we got her doing stuff, that's good. But we just have to be careful because she's not always physically able to do what she takes on. Unlike me. So that's kind of an update on everything else. I'm trying to think of any other things. Oh, Bud, he still does come to the farm. He was here a couple weeks ago when we had a broken fountain, and he fixed it like that. So that's good. And I wish you were closer to Goldy. Oh, so don't forget, we have October 3rd. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. October 3rd is that weekend is the Donkey Fest. So we're having a big open house. It's open. I'm calling it Donkey Fest, but it's a big open house. You guys are all welcome to go. We can get you. I pushed out some accommodation suggestions that maybe Cloud has. If not, I can help find people accommodations if you want to do that. Anytime anybody wants to come out and join us for a couple days going to nursing homes and things like that, we can definitely work on getting you some accommodations as well. So if anybody wants to come out and feel what we do on a day in and day out, and also enjoy, like this time of year in New England, it's everything's going to start to change colors, and it gets really pretty, but I get depressed because it gets really cold, and I don't like the cold, but yes. So anyways, Fernanda just brought up the chicken board. Don't forget the chicken board. That's a very important piece of everything we do. So everything that we do is contingent upon us raising money, and I'm still working on it. I've got a group coming hopefully we're still working on it, on the 12th. I've got some very strategic people coming for a luncheon at Donkey Cafe. Excited about that. But we still have to confirm dates because some of them have some health challenges, and we got to figure that out. But we're targeting the second weekend in September, but I'll keep you updated because you might want to see them on camera. But it's an afternoon luncheon kind of thing. So that's good. And then I'm working with Betsy, who wants to do a raffle, which I think is a good idea for the next wine tasting. So I got the application. You have to do all these hoops in order to do this for a raffle. So I have to fill out the raffle application before we can start selling tickets. It'll be dinner for 12 and a wine tasting here at Donkey Cafe. And you guys are right. Because I asked Claude what I needed to do for anything with the town. And Claude said, if it's under 20 people, you don't have to do anything. But the problem is that Claude forgot that we're a nonprofit. But if it's under 20 people, it doesn't matter. If it was just I was running it for myself, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't need any sort of anything. But if it's over, if it has any connection to a nonprofit, it appears like I have to go and do an application. So I'm now working with. I sent a message earlier today to see if that's actually true. Following on the website's a little challenging to see if we need to fill out some paperwork. And there's a 30-day window, so I'm trying to get that done. I'll probably even drive down there maybe tomorrow to see if I can get it done sooner rather than later. Let's see. Anything else that people want an update on? So hopefully we'll have some excitement with our new ramp when that comes in, and we can get some. I wanted to talk about. I as you know, some people send me hate mail. Love that. So just to give you a rundown of this week's discussion, with someone was complaining that when Betsy loaded Chester and he came off the trailer, some of the Chester poop from the trailer fell into the driveway and she didn't sweep it up, and she's worried that the dogs drink out of the puddles that are in the driveway. And if anybody has ever been on a farm that has dogs, and most farms have dogs, you'll know that, first of all, horse poop, this is a terrible conversation to have, but it is what it is. There's things you worry about, things you don't worry about. Horse poop is 100% organic, and dogs love to eat it. And unfortunately, I catch Wanda trying to eat it all the time. I catch Larky trying to eat it. It doesn't have any negative impact on, and the foxes, I'm sure you've seen them out in the arena. They eat the horse poop too. So it's kind of gross, but that's the reality. So I don't worry if a little bit of horse poop gets into the puddles that are in the driveway and the dogs drink out of the puddles. It's not going to be, it's not going to have any adverse effects of, and I do walk around and I clean up all the pig poop. I clean up all the dog poop that happens in the driveway for the most part, because that's something that I don't want sitting around. So I'm really good about that. Horse poop, sometimes I take the horse poop, and because horse poop is fertilizer, and I throw it into areas that need a little fertilizing too. So you'll see me doing it if you ever watch me do the barn chores. I take away all of the manure off of where they're eating, and so other times when there's just horse poop kind of out in the paddocks or out way away from their eating, I'll just take it and throw away. Throw it like across so it kind of sprinkles and makes nice, it crumbles as I throw it. I have such technique. You can't even believe how good I am. I can pick up a pile of horse poop and have the wheelbarrow 20 feet away from me and get it in there. I mean, I got mad skills. So, I can also take a pile of horse poop, and there's a way you do it sideways over grass, and it just is the same thing about spreading, fertilizer. So, growing green grass is important around here, but we keep everything wormed and vaccinated. I worm everybody, so I don't have to worry about worms, but I do pick up all the poop because it reduces the fly population, and it's ugly to look at. So I have a shitty day every day. I do it twice a day, which is probably a little obsessive that I clean up so much, but it keeps me in good shape, keeps me off the streets. It's just what I do. So, so you don't have to worry about that. So that was, and then they said, what about cleaning up the goat poop that's outside where the goats lie on the, somebody else complained about the goat little droppings that happen on that cement area outside where the camera is, and they're always sitting on the picnic table there. People have complained about haying and feeding the goats on the top of the picnic table. I think it's unsafe. Goats don't fall down. They don't slip. If they do, they bounce. I don't worry about them sitting on top of the picnic table. They're on their own. And I don't worry about the goat poop. The same thing. It's organic, so I don't worry about it. So occasionally, especially on Mondays when I have the group come in, the special needs group from Woburn, the Shore Collaborative people come in. They really like to sweep it all off and clean it off. So people have gotten accustomed of every Monday seeing that group from Shore cleaning it off. It doesn't need to be cleaned off. They eat out of sometimes they have a cleared section that I feed them out of, but most times I have a rubber tub out of there that they eat their grain out of. I don't like anything eating off of stuff that's been pooped on, but there's no adverse effects on the goats. There was a couple other things they had on the list, but yeah, so there's a lot of and I guess I hit Larky the other day too. Somebody caught me on camera hitting Larky because Larky was going after the pig, and I told him 3 times already not to. I was loading the pig up and down out of the truck, and the pig was making a lot of noise. And if you guys remember, my mother's probably told you this, but if you have if a goat gets like Larky will get along with goats and turkeys and the pig, but any animal in distress will trigger the rest of the dogs to want to go and kill it. So if Piggy, and it's hard because when you've actually seen Elvis, but Elvis is different, but if Percy starts fighting and screaming, watch Larky's reaction. Larky, all of a sudden, he sleeps in the same room with Piggy all the time. He knows not to try to eat Piggy. He's good with Piggy. Doesn't particularly like him, but they can coexist. They're going to be in the same car together very soon. But if Piggy starts squealing and making a lot of noise and misbehaving, or if he got his foot caught in something, Larky would bite him. So he came in, and I was loading him, and Piggy was getting mad at me, and Larky came in to try to bite Piggy, and I slapped him. Because you got to remember, I didn't slap him hard. To be honest, I don't even remember slapping him. I just got it. He was about to bite Piggy, so I made a choice. I just whacked him away. Like, no. I'd already told him a couple times. to stay away from Piggy, despite. And then Chester misbehaved the other day, and I took the rope and I smacked him across the chest because Chester is 1,500 pounds. And if he's going to run me over, and then I'm in trouble. Chester has to think I'm bigger. And most times you can accomplish everything you need to without any physical contact with an animal. But when he's running at me and not paying attention and about to run me over, that's a good time to use the back of a cotton rope across the chest. Like, no, not on me. You can go over there, but not on me. So you'll see me do those kind of things. And it's really, I believe you can train animals without any physical contact with them. But every once in a while, there's a case where either my physical health is in jeopardy or another animal's in jeopardy when, I do something what I would consider kind of benign, hitting a horse with the back of a cotton rope or putting my hand through Larky's mouth before he bites the pig. So, but if you have any complaints about anything I do, then I'm perfectly happy to have you come out and try to put bug spray on Arthur. Yep. So those were all the complaints that I got this week. It's easier sometimes. It's pretty much all the same two people. It's pretty much just people don't know what it's like to run a farm. That's all. Don't know what it's like to run a farm. And there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of big, gigantic animals. Larky weighs 57 pounds more than I do. And I couldn't stop. If he really wanted to kill the pig, I don't think I could stop him, unfortunately, because he's that big. Don't forget the size of that animal, 176 pounds, which you can do the math. Unfortunately, now you know how much I weigh. But anyways, and how big are the goats? The little goats they're probably, I want to say 60 pounds. And they're good goats, the little ones. The ones with the horns are bigger. And the danger with them is the damn horns that they come after you with the horns. But they're 3 out of the 4 goats, the horned goats are okay, but then let's see, Elvis is probably 800 pounds, I'm guessing. Chester and both Chester and Sunshine are at least 1,500 pounds. Yeah. And Chester's the one that, when he gets nervous, he'll run you right over. Sunshine, when she gets nervous, I can say no, and she's like, oh, okay. So she's not going to hurt me, but you got to keep. Chester's actually done some damage on people, including me. He, at one point when I was down in South Carolina, maybe you guys remember from last year, Chester ran me down, just completely ran me down. And I had a tough time getting back up. So now when he starts getting like that, I'm like, ugh. But you have to just, you have to present yourself as big and alpha and something to be scared of. And usually I can do that with my voice. 9 times out of 10, I can do it with my voice. But when it's that 10th time and he's about to run me over, then, and I got hit last year. When was that? That was this year. I would not have been hurt, but I was holding my new saddle. And when he crashed into me and I went flying through the air and I smashed into the side of the stall, instead of putting my arms out and protecting myself, I protected my saddle. And I hit my head, I got my whole side crushed, but I was fine, it didn't break anything, so that's good. But Chester has done some damage on other people, and that's why he's in my care, because he is, we treat him a little bit with kid gloves, you'll see that, and Betsy does a fantastic job with him, so. And I have no problems with Chester, but you just can't forget he's Chester, so. Anyways, I think that's all I have. Any other questions or anything else? I try not to block anybody and I try to respond to everybody, but this time I was like, oh God, it was like a list of things. So that's what I thought, I'll just tell everybody because I have nothing to hide. So I think that's all. And I'll see you guys next week. I just gave the horses a snack, had myself a quick little dinner before mail call, so I'm going to go out on my bike and then I'll feed them later on tonight. So how old are the horses? Chester is, I want to say 6 or 7, and Sunshine's 13. So yeah. I asked you about the goats. What about the goats? Fernanda, I missed something. Yeah. Oh, how much they weigh? Because I'm guessing. But if you want to ask your question again, I don't know if I can scroll up and see your question about the goats. I thought someone was asking me about how about the goats? Ask if other people don't slap their own. I don't slap Wanda. She'd bite me. Would never slap Wanda. Where are they going? Oh, the goats. Those goats. Yeah, they're. The problem with the goats, first of all, they're Elizabeth's goats, and they get loose, as you can tell. That black one's loose all the time, and if it's done a little damage to some cars because it's always loose. I have fixed the fence a couple times, and Elizabeth has looked at the fence. I don't know where they're going. I suggested we bring them to Meredith. I could help her bring them over to Meredith. I don't know what. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. I do want them to be in a safer place before the winter. So if you are rehoming the horned goats, they're not my goats to rehome. So yeah, but I've suggested to Elizabeth, that's all I can do, is suggest that we find them new homes because it appears that the black one is always loose. Getting through, I've fixed the fence a number of times. And I am not a big fan of anything that has horns other than Elvis. But the underlying issue that I have with the goats is everything on this farm really is aligned with Goldy's farm. Like even my big horses, I bring them out and people can trot them around. I trot them around in front of people and they can stand with Sunshine and talk to Sunshine. I don't bring Chester anywhere near anybody, but Chester, when he's in his stall, people can feed Chester out of a pan, and if he's got the chain in front. Chester's great. He really likes people. He's very entertaining, but you got to have him in safe circumstances. We got a lot of extra chickens that I don't want to have a lot of extra animals that aren't part of Goldy's farm. This is my retirement life, and I take care of the animals from the second I get home from Aiken to the second I leave. And then when I go down to Aiken, I take care of the animals down in Aiken this whole time. And I just want everything here on the farm to be part of Goldy's farm, including the people, the animals, everything is Goldy's farm. Those horned goats, we can't really let them out because of their horns. And they're cute, they're nice, they're not terrible, but the fact that they're always loose is a little frustrating. And so I've had a couple conversations with Elizabeth about the horned goats. So it's really up to her. I'm not going to be, I don't want to be a difficult person. I am a little concerned about not going to be happy when they go up and start, they come down here and they do damage to my car. So one chicken got out of there's a bunch of loose chickens up at the main house. I don't know what to do about them. Elizabeth has a pack of chickens up at the main house too, and there's a bunch of loose ones that I'd like to try to catch and put them in with the other chickens, but I got to ask Elizabeth about those because those aren't my chickens either. And then Elizabeth has a bunch of chickens in the barn, and then in the chicken, the white chicken hut. And I'd like to get it so that the white chicken hut is where the girls, I guess they're going to be girls. Yeah, the girls that are for the program. The two gray chickens, Flipper and Chanel and Coco are going to, and Big Girl. So there'll be 6 chickens there. And then I'm going to take some of the chickens to, I'll probably take all 6 of them to South Carolina. And, well, maybe I should leave them here. Well, I got to figure out, but because they use them for the program up here. But that's where I'd like the chickens for the fall to be in the White House. And I'm just trying to consolidate animals. But the problem with the horned goats is I don't feel like they have they're not a long-term fit with Goldy's farm. And if someone came up the driveway and it's like, oh, I love these goats. Good. Enjoy them. But people probably hate me for saying that, but yeah. So, sometimes I feel like the less is more. Less is more. And you see the amount of time and energy. The goats, those goats are like the 2 goats in the barn are very sweet. They don't ruin the fences. They don't ruin the stall doors. They don't crash into you when you have food. I mean, they're still a little goat-like. They want the food, but these goats here will crash into you when they have food. They run up and they'll crash into the fence. If you see the thing in front of my mother's sliding glass door, that's for the goats, because if they think that there's food inside of her house, they will slam up they will use their horns and smash into the glass. So I've worried about that. They've broken a couple barn doors down in the barn, because when you lock them in, they just bang the door. And they also broke into Elizabeth's Nick's downstairs in the basement. There's a side door, and they had a pile of horse treats and dog stuff inside there. And not only did the pig lift up the garage door, because he could smell the food in there. The goat then Nick secured the garage door, but then the goat realized there's food in there, and he broke the door to get into their basement with his horns. And then so I had to have the carpenter fix the door. So those are some of the reasons why I'm not thinking that I'd like to have a lifetime of goats. But it's not my call. It's not my call. So all I can do is make recommendations. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and one last thing before I go. Not only do we have Henny Penny, but we also have, I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, but Goldy's Farm is on Instagram. I'm trying to get them connected, so I'm trying to reach out to a bigger audience. So please, if you could all just push some of the content that you like and enjoy, and try to get more people to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and really need to do a better job at my social media campaigning. So if you guys could help me out with that, that would be great. All right. Any other questions or complaints you have about me, then just send me an email, jj@janinejacques.com. Okay. See you all soon. Bye.